Możecie istnieć. Możecie istnienie. Revival.
The Barcelona Pavillion was built when Ludwig Mies van der Rohe was 43 and Lily Rijk 44. That means when they were my age. Neither of them followed regulated architecture studies, but both learned from the best masters and became exceptional designers through passion and hard work. They taught in the Bauhaus, had the opportunity to design and build, and the experience to travel to different countries, while also living in turbulent times in Europe.
Resistir. Paciencia.
2020 will be remembered for its crises in Albania, Belarus, Bulgaria, Chile, France, Hong Kong, Iran, Lebanon, Malta, Mali, Nicaragua, Syria, Sudan, Thailand, Venezuela, the school strike for climate, Black Lives Matter, and the COVID-19 pandemic.
No. Minority.
The latter is changing our relatively accommodated habits in an abrupt way. As architects, we have been able to continue working on research and design projects in a quite similar way to the one we were used to, enclosed for long hours in different kinds of spaces that we, ourselves, have organized over time. Construction sites have had certain delays, and there is uncertainty regarding the future of some of them, but the field has mostly continued forward because of its economic wave. The architectural cultural sector has attempted to uphold its often publicly funded mission to provide access to culture to the community. But most institutions across the world were closed, and exhibitions, events, and performances were cancelled or postponed.
Creatividad.
Ordinary. Paciencia.
Się bronka.
Breakaway.
Resistir. Terrestrial.
Breakaway. Breakaway.
In response, alternative or additional proposals have appeared through digital platforms, and including new creative works inspired by the pandemic. An example of this is the intervention by Katarzyna Krakowiak and Marcin Szczelina. It begins with one word, which you can hear and see now here in the Barcelona Pavillion. Works from hundreds of people from all over the world. An architecture that speaks, not only with words, but also with the spaces between them that open up a territory of critical inquiry on architecture, language, our current and future community.
Breakaway.
Interception. Terrestrial.
Breakaway.
All these changes in our daily lives have a direct effect on architecture from all points of view, and it continues because there is still an unknown end. The Young Talent Architecture Award, as an earned part of European Union Prize for Contemporary Architecture, Mies van der Rohe Award, brings together the most talented graduated architects and some of the best architectural firms and institutions in Europe. This does not only mean that designs on which each author has worked on for many long-hour days, but also getting to know more about each experience, the way architects work and where they do so. Light,
Shadow,
table,
floor,
computer,
pencil,
printer,
pen,
night,
day,
window,
curtain,
together,
alone,
paper,
screen,
cutter,
trim,
roller,
distance,
disorder,
order,
tea, coffee,
energy drink,
wood,
hatch.
food.
Darbit. Taking space for many days without hardly enjoying the exterior world is a reality that we all recall. The main difference with the time of the pandemic is that this time we have not had the chance to stop everything and go out, meet people, embrace, travel.
The Barcelona Pavillion has been a non-build design for a longer period than actually a build project. Now that it exists as a physical place, it needs to be continuously inhabited and maintained. During the pandemic, the sculpture by Gork Kolb, Down, has been restored by one of the city's best experts who created her own temporary working space to truly work on the bronze. A ladder was the ground for many hours for the team who cleaned the travertine walls, which recovered their white and black contrast. Rain boots were the natural footwear to clean the pools, creating temporary places, islands, for those who collected the leaves and the trash from the water. And the trees and the bushes sheltered the gardener and the increased number of birds, while vegetation exploded and it was taken care of.
Imagine now how the people from Grand Parc Bordeaux, the renovated building by Lacaton, Vassal, Putin and Rouault, and those from Clayburgh, the building transformed by NL Architects and XVW, both winners of the EU Mies Award, have been able to live during the pandemic in comparison to the situation before these transformations.
Minority.
The pandemic has shown that we are safe at home. We feel protected and less vulnerable. Guaranteeing a place to live is more necessary than ever, and housing, like culture, cannot be considered industries.
Lots of work to be done, and we must feel proud when walking around our villages and cities.
Love, sustain.